Hi everyone, it's Linda with StampWithLindaWalsh.com. Here's my card for a challenge that I'm starting on my site. I'm starting a new forum, so I hope you all can join me. We're going to have challenges every week and I'll give out prizes. We'll start off on a monthly basis, and then as soon as the membership grows, then I'll add more prizes. But I just wanted you to take a look at this card. It's actually one section of my challenges. The first week, every week will be a different challenge. This week is holidays. So, you can choose any holiday. It doesn't have to be 4th of July just because that's here now and that's the card I'm making. I actually am making this into a birthday card. And I did my aunt's birthday's in July, so I thought it'd be fitting. And I just put happy birthday wishes. But this is basically a July 4th holiday, and it fits the bill, I think. So I just kind of converted it a little bit. But, so yeah, you can do even Christmas right now if you wanted. So I hope you can join me in my challenge this week. Actually, each week there'll be a different challenge, but you have all month to complete the projects. So, it gives you a little bit of time. So let's just get started. I sponged, and I just wanted to show you my pieces that I'm going to use. To get this look, we're going to use some of these stars that I had cut out. This is from Stampin' Up's star number 2 die. And I know you can't see white on white, but we'll sponge them so you'll be able to see how I did this. What I did was I took this piece. This is a 1.5 piece by 5. Actually, it's a little bit shorter, but 1.5 by 5, and I use repositionable tape. You don't want to use real adhesive at this point because then you can't take them off. Our point is to try and remove these and just lay them on here so you can kind of get an idea. You want your stars to be shown. Actually, you have to. There we go. I want to make sure my tape sticks to this. So I'm going to do something like that. This star on the bottom. And I'm just hanging them off a little bit because the other stars will actually have on there fully. I hope you can see this with the white on white. Kind of. I will bring it up to the camera in 1 second. Alright, so let's see how this works. Can you see all that? So they're just going to hang off, but that's okay. I think I'm going to actually change this. I don't like how I have so much space right up here. I'm going to change this something to that effect, I think. Yeah, maybe like that. I'm just going to scooch these up. Now I just use this with different, scrap paper, my stars. Okay, so that looks good. That's kind of uniformed all the way down. And then I did a stripe of red, blue, and red again. And the colors I'm using are from Stampin' Up. This is Night of Navy. I'm going to start with my red though. This is real red. Here's my sponges, and I just cut my sponges. They're coming around. I cut them in quarters. And I'm just basically going to start off the paper and go in a circular motion. It's kind of hard with the circular motion though when you have your stars because you might lift up an end of your star. So kind of hold down your star as you go. And then I kind of pat right now because it is kind of hard to do the circular motion. The reason why you want to start off your paper and do the circular motion is so you don't get like a glob right in the center of your card. And let me just move this around. So I want to do my red stripes on the top and the bottom. Just going to kind of turn it. It's easier if I hold my stars this way. Add as much color, the depth of the red as you like. If you want it very light, you can do that too. Alright. Yep, that looks good. And remember too, when you do, just like with painting, if you do mix your blue with your red, you will get some purplish. So just be aware of that. If you don't like that purple effect, then just try and not overlap your colors. I'm going to do a little bit of a circle so I can kind of get it even. Okay. Yeah, I think I need a little bit more. Alright, so then all you do is you peel this piece off, all these pieces off. You might get a little bit of the repositionable glue on there. We have an eraser to erase that. And keep these stars, because what I did was I kept the stars and I used them for my inside of my card. So that will just give you a little extra dimension, and then you don't have to worry about wasting. You know, because otherwise you would just throw these right in. I actually am not going to use this big one, but I'll use these three. This actually looks kind of cool because it looks like red, white, and blue on my star. And there is my finished project, well, my finished sponge piece. And just in case you do have, here's our glue erasers. If you do have any, just be careful too that your ink might be a little bit wet, so you don't want to sponge that. Smudge it. Okay, I don't really have any much glue on there, but I just want to make sure. Alright, so let me put these other pieces aside. Here is our card base. So I just took a real red card base and my Night of Navy cardstock. And these pieces are just an 8.5 by 11 cut in half for the red. And then I just, cut that in half and then scored that half piece at the 4 1/4 mark, if that makes sense. This piece would then be 5 1/4 by 4. And then my white piece is going to be 3 3/4 by 5. Alright. And then for my Celebrate on my card, I'll show you the card again, I'll bring that in. I used a retired stamp set. It is called Something to Celebrate, actually, and it's a hostess gift, but I use Celebrate. And then I use my Stamp-A-Majig so I can get that lined up good. And I just make sure you leave enough room to fit your piece in, but also enough room so it looks kind of centered when you do your red and your blue Celebrate. Let me see. So I'm going to start off with my red. Just ink that. I'm going to put the red up a little higher. It doesn't matter if you do red or blue first. Okay, so that's up a little bit high. So now I hopefully will have room. I'm just going to clean off my stamp. Have some room for the Night of Navy. Okay, I'm just going to lower that just a tad below it. Alright, I went over a little bit, but that's okay. Now for this piece, I have a piece that is 2 inches wide by 5. Sorry, probably by, I got the wrong dimension. Yeah, it is by 5, okay. Got a little relapse there. And I'm just going to put this on. Alright. Okay, and then this one you can put right on the card. Straighten this out a little bit. Alright, and then I used the red glimmer paper and I just cut out another star here that I am going to put on. But what I did to get, I don't know, I thought of these as like little firework, little pieces. You don't have to do them. You can make them curly cute. I tried the curly, but they were kind of sticking out too far. So all I did was I just cut snippets of scrap paper. And I'm looking for my dimensionals. I had them here. Here they are. And I just put my dimensional on my star. And then I took my little scrap pieces. So this is how wide I did them. Just cut them in half. And I just used all the same 3 colors, my white, my Night of Navy, and my, oops, my finger stuck, and real red. And then I just stuck them to my dimensional. You can do as many or as little as you like. It's up to you. Then I cut them down once I liked my look. So make sure you have a good pair of sharp scissors. And these are like really too organized, but that's alright. So what this will do is just go right here. But to add a little, to make sure it really sticks, see how my paper took a lot of that dimensional up? All my scraps, I just added a little bit more glue here. Because I want to make sure it stays. Don't want to have it fall off when the recipient opens their card. And I just put that right in the center. And now I'm just going to cut these down. However you like. I mean, I did staggered look. And I did it on my card so I can kind of see what I was doing. I'll just leave this one a little longer. Shorter. Shorter. And let's see this one. Oops, can't get it under there. Let me see. Yeah, that looks fine. Looks good to me. And there's your card. And you're welcome to copy this, put your version of it on my forum. I'd love to see what you guys are all doing. You know, like I said, do whatever holiday strikes you. But this section for this challenge is a holiday card. And I'd love to see what you have to post. So hopefully you can join me. I'll post the info on my site. Thank you. Bye-bye.